back to the John and Linetia show.
Hey, John, I was perusing the news stories, as I always do.
You and your perusing. Always perusing.
And I came across the famous Pat Robertson. Do you know who that is?
Sadly, I know who he is.
He's famous for what?
He's a pimple on the butt of humanity.
Wow.
He's a televangelist.
Televangelist.
He has his daily television show called The 700 Club.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is that the theme?
I think so.
Oh, okay. He's elderly, and I think every 6 months he's got to say something really stupid and outrageous. And part of their show is like viewers will have questions for him, and in a lot of cases, it's like questions of faith.
Yes.
But then sometimes it's like questions that will be like he'll say something in like a political thing or racial thing or things like that.
To make sure he stays out there.
Well, I think he's just clueless. He's an old guy who has different ideas, and the problem is that there are people who view him as a holy man, like he's a priest.
Yes.
Or a rabbi of some sort, kind of and because of the fact that he's been a televangelist for years. I mean, I believe started out with a church and got on TV. But I look at it and I go, well, just because somebody's on TV on a news program talking about politics doesn't make him a politician. Mm-hmm. Okay, just because somebody's on TV talking about religion or their values and all that, it
doesn't make them the authority
of
religion. So, as we see in this wonderful case that has come up, one of his viewers had a letter. It says, "I've been trying to forgive my husband for cheating on me." The viewer writes, "We have gone to counseling, but I just can't seem to forgive, nor can I trust." So her question was, how do I let go of the anger, and how do you trust again? Mm-hmm. Okay. Pat Robertson's response was, make sure that you keep your home happy. Married men do have a tendency to wonder. Mm-hmm. And I just was like, are you serious? When did this happen? I don't think it was cool for you to stereotype all married men, because all married men don't wander. Some might, some don't. Right. So this wasn't a good answer to say to her. Forgiveness is very, very hard.
Well, I mean,
it's something that you have to work through with that person.
But again, it also shows it's a total sexist answer too. The idea being that women basically should expect that men are going to wander. I bet you if it was turned on the other side, he would be a little more harsh.
Expected and accepted is what he's saying.
Accepted, it's going to happen.
Right.
Deal.
Exactly. Well, he's a man, and then he tried to make his supporting statements by saying, does he provide a home for you to live in? Does he provide food for you to eat? Does he provide clothes for you to wear? Yeah. Is he nice to the children? Is he handsome?
Very 1950s, yeah.
You know what? He's been hosting the 700 Club, and I think he's about 700 years old.
His
this
ideas
is craziness. No, that's not what you have to do. That is something intimate between you and the spouse, and you guys have to work it out. It doesn't matter what anyone says, minister or non-minister.
Well, I mean, let's take it from the point of let's say religion, where he should be taking it. What he's basically saying is that two people who stood in front of God and their families, mm-hmm. and in a sacred. In a church service, mm-hmm. okay, a sacrament, mm-hmm. pledged, mm-hmm. okay, to love, honor, and cherish each other. Honor, okay.
Commitment.
They basically made this commitment. So mm-hmm. what he's basically saying in this too is you know what? Men don't always honor that commitment.
That is so sad.
So, I mean,
That's
how,
sad.
What is this guy as any kind of a religious authority if he basically is now contradicting a basic sacrament of his very religion?
So, I have another question.
Yeah.
What if his own wife cheated on him?
Well, that's the thing, is he's
What
got
would
this double
happen
standard
then?
going.
Would you forgive
Yeah.
her? Would you like hold her hand and tell her how much you love her and baby, I forgive you and I make you a good home? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. This has very little to do with this 1950s type sit at home and woman barefoot and pregnant type thing.
Well,
This is ridiculous.
He's an old guy. He's got these outmoded beliefs, and he doesn't realize how. So my point of it though is, it goes against, again. It's really against the religion. What he's saying is, the question wasn't. The question was, how do I deal with essentially a forgiveness thing?
Right.
And how do you deal with the anger? And his idea was, what? Just don't even think about it. Let it go. It's okay.
Right.
Which is insane.
It's insane.
And
insane.
He's crazy.
And you know what? I really thought that he probably meant good from what he said. He probably thought it was some good advice, But my advice to him is, please, no more marriage counseling. It's not good for you. It doesn't look good on you.
No.
No more marriage counseling. Try something else.
That's the wrongest.
If you want to tell the future, if you want to do anything else, you like being on TV, you got your choir up there, just don't be a marriage counselor.
I agree. He's not qualified. Actually, I would say he's probably not qualified to give any kind of advice. He's just an old guy with certain kind of religious beliefs that frequently are contradicting of each other.
Which isn't the first time
No.
that he's said crazy things like this. So he'll be okay. And for the lady that's trying to look for forgiveness, forgive him, but you're going to have to work it out with your husband. Don't let anybody tell you what to do with that situation. Thanks for listening to the John and Linetia Show.